Creative people, listen up.
The powers that be need creative people. They can't create it. They can't do it. They just have the money. But they need your voice. So I think, right, and the youth is kind of like, I just bought a camera for $700. And I got a couple of friends who were like solid actors. We're gonna shoot this film, and then they'll post it, put it up, or enter into some festival, and then they're selling. Like that's that. So it is changing because the creativity, the intelligence, people have the access. They can edit it. They can figure it out, and so that's why the music industry is where it's at. That's why all of art and industry is where it's at, and these labels are falling apart and things closing is because you have people who can make it themselves. And I think that is going to benefit the world.
What's your name?
Internet darling.
Thanks for the plug. You cannot give me any advice.
Kept you waiting.
Here we go again. I know that I can be selfish and narcissistic and self-destructive, but underneath all that, deep down, I'm a good person, and I need you to tell me that I'm good.
Shut.
We
live inside a dream.
And it's just stupid that I'm in this world.
Cluck a chemo, buzz cut, moron.
Perfect.
Because it's so much fun, Chad. Get it?
Welcome to another episode of Knives Monroe versus the podcast. I'm your host, Knives Monroe. How are you guys doing? Hopefully, you're doing well. If you're listening or watching this on the Indie Darlings YouTube or listening to this on Spotify, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm here to talk about creativity and the dichotomy between creativity and commerce. I'm a filmmaker, but I make my bread off of videography, content capture on location, and editing. Those are the two ways that I make my money. And there's innovation there, and there's art there. But obviously, editing, videography has been commoditized. Anybody can do it. I think the magic formula now is editors should be paid $20 an hour or something of that nature. They're trying to figure it out. These businesses are trying to figure it out and turn us into burger flippers in terms of taking our art and turning it into a commodity. And that's business, and that's the American capitalistic paradigm. I'm not here to change that. I'm not here to fight it. I'm here to make hay while the sun is shining. What hurts is there are so many talented people that I know personally and that I know peripherally who are trying to make a buck, who are trying to turn a dime into a dollar, and they don't have a cent on them. And it's hard because filmmaking is elitist. Filmmaking is the most bourgeoisie art form there is, maybe second to fashion. And it's so expensive and it's gatekept. But I'm here to tell you that there is bread to be ate and there is money to be made in this filmmaking, videography, content capture, video editing game. And I've been fortunate enough to be there at the right time, and timing is everything, to be offensive during an opportunity. And they say opportunity is preparation meeting luck, right? And I've been certainly lucky in my career. And I've been able to slam dunk in the heat of the moment, knock it out of the park, whatever sports euphemism you want to use, and win and score a touchdown and put points on the board for the team of filmmakers. So much has changed over the last couple of years. But what I can tell you is that these businesses are pivoting to become media empires first, whatever it is that they do, product or service that they sell. And so these companies need filmmakers, they need videographers, they need video editors. And it's up to us to define the terms, to define our terms and conditions, and to really stand tall and draw a line in the sand, because this is binary, and say, here are the do's and don'ts of videography and editing. And you have to live and die by that sword. What do I mean by that? People will tell you how it should be done, how it needs to be, because of the way it was done 20 years ago. I just don't think that's necessary and productive in today's work environment. The truth is, if you have the experience, you need to speak up and use your voice and tell the powers that be what time it is. I was on TikTok, and there's this channel, if you will, called the Community of Creators. And this was posted on September 5th of this year. And the great and powerful Mahershala Ali had something to say, and I'm going to play that for us now.
Creative people, listen up.
The powers that be need creative people. They can't create it. They can't do it. They just have the money. But they need your voice. So I think, right, and the youth is kind of like, I just bought a camera for $700. And I got a couple of friends who were like solid actors. We're going to shoot this film. And then they'll post it, put it up, or enter into some festival, and then they're selling. Like, that's that. So it is changing because the creativity, the intelligence, people have the access. They can edit it. They can figure it out. And so that's why the music industry is where it's at. That's why all of art and industry is where it's at. And these labels are falling apart and things closing is because you have people who can make it themselves. And I think that is going to benefit the world.
They have the money, but they don't know how to do it. I think I heard this in an episode of Mad Men. They can't do what we do, and they hate us for it. It's up to us to articulate this. Here's my philosophy when it comes to cinema, when it comes to media, when it comes to content. David Lynch says dreams is the language of cinema. Cinema is the language of dreams. Cinema is a language. Videography is a language, and you need to be fluent in that. And the only way to be fluent in that is to speak it every single day. Here's the thing. Like German or Portuguese or French, not everybody can speak it. Not everybody's fluent. They don't know what a cut is. They don't know what a fade is, what a transition is, what a dissolve is, what the difference between zooming in and post and dollying in on the day. They don't know these differences. They just know what they think quality, which is subjective, looks like when they see it. So it's up to us to articulate this. We are interpreters. We are dream interpreters, and it's up to us to die on these hills and have these discussions and conversations with people who have no idea how to speak the language. They have the money, but they don't have the talent. They haven't dedicated 15 plus years of their lives to this. They don't know how to do it. That's where you come in, and you have the tremendous power, and with great power comes great responsibility, and if you don't use it, you're going to fucking lose it. Because right now, this is a golden age. This is an incredible point in time where we're important, the videographer. One of my dear friends and somebody that I work close with, Albert Baez, said something tremendous to me a while back, and I haven't been able to get it out of my ears. What he said was, filmmaking, videographers, content creators will be the last jobs that humans do before it's taken over by machines and artificial intelligence. Think about that. I think that's true. I think truck drivers are going to be replaced before we are. I think airplanes and transportation will be replaced before we are. Goodness gracious, that is something to reckon with. It might take 10, 15, 20 years, might take 50 years, but either way, we're in that golden age where now it's time to use our voice. And I implore you to do that. Don't waste this shit. I see so many filmmakers in this simulation on the internet talking about what camera to buy, what lights to buy, what lenses to buy. This is a tale old as time. But have you recouped your investment? Have you made your money back? Was your business profitable in 2020? Is it profitable this year? Are you in the people business or are you in the commerce business? This is about people. This is about results, and results speak for themselves. I see a lot of struggling videographers, people who have their own LLCs and production companies, who aren't making a profit, who aren't recouping their investment, and it hurts. And I'm here to tell you, use me as a resource. I'm happy to give you all the jewels that I've picked up along the way. I'm happy to impart to the wise. I'm happy to give you my experience and to talk to you about that. And so please reach out to me. I'd love to have you on this podcast. I'd love to be able to dial it in for you. Something tells me it's like a golf swing. You're just a millimeter or two away from getting into the green. And that's what the game is getting into the green, getting players on base, to use the Moneyball adage. Sometimes I don't hit a home run, but I get on first. I get on third, and I'm able to bring a teammate home and get the points on the board. Sometimes that's all you can do. Sometimes you lose a lot of battles. I've lost so many battles as a filmmaker, as a videographer, as a content creator. I've lost so many battles, but you win some and you learn some. And you have to take the capital of that education, because I'd be learning every single day. And you have to take that and you have to reinvest that into yourself, into your product, into your brand, into your identity in a healthy way. Don't make the same mistake that I have, which is inextricably tie, like a Siamese twin, your identity and self-worth to your work validation. I'm here to tell you where the landmines are. Don't fall for the same tricks. But you could win, and this is the time to do it, because these companies don't know how, and they need us. They might resent us a little bit, but know your worth. And don't settle for less than what you deserve. My name is Knives Monroe. Visit indiedarlings.net if you like our hats, our beanies, our merch, our products. Support us. Check it out. Share it with a friend. If you want to come on the show, DM me. Find me on YouTube. Find me on Instagram. Find me at Knives Monroe and all the things. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for listening. Keep a force field around your heart, and I'll see you guys on the next podcast. Peace.
Never ever believe anything you hear. And believe only half of what you see. And always, 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 forever and ever and ever, put a force field around your heart.